Hi guys, this is Kyle from Regrettable Props, and today we're working on the bicep portion of the Republic Commando armor. Once again, templates are going to be linked in the description. It's going to be using the Pepakira Designer program. If you don't know how to use that, I go over it briefly over the basics in part 1, and you can just follow along how to go through that, how to size it. You want to size it so the height of it is about half your bicep size, and then you just input the width. The width can fluctuate a little bit because you can add or take away some of the foam when you're building it together and sizing it. Once you've sized your template, you're going to want to cut it out, trace it onto foam. I'm using 5mm craft foam, and since it's so thin enough, I'm able to use scissors. There's a couple parts when I was recording this, I did it out of sequence where I cut things in 90 degrees and later went over them in 45 degrees cuts in certain sections of the pieces I'm cutting out, but I will go over those pieces when I come to them. So once you've cut out all your pieces, this is what it's going to look like. You're going to have two of these. You got to make sure you flip the template to get the other side because you're only given one. So that piece I just put up there is going to be the middle, and these two pieces are going to be the lower portion of the front and back. What we're going to want to do now is cut a little 45-degree bevel on one of those sides of the tab so we can glue it down to have a little bit of an angle cut. I'm able to do that with some scissors. And once we have that done, we're going to be pre-forming our templates. So we're going to be using a heat gun or a toaster oven on broil setting to heat up, and we're going to be wanting to curve the pieces I'm showing you right now. We're going to be wanting to curve them outwards, and those two larger pieces we're going to be wanting to be curving them inwards to help give them the correct shape for what we need to do when we glue them all together. Another thing I want to mention, this piece you currently see here, we don't need to worry about that template piece. It's a recessed portion that goes right here. We can just use some scrap foam once we have this all fully assembled. So once we've preformed our templates, these curved portions are going to be looking like this. We're going to have the inward curving pieces looking like such as well. Once we've got them all set up, we want to glue these tabs here at the top and where we have the recessed piece. And once you have both tabs glued together, you want to glue both halves at the back together, and we'll be adding this middle piece like you currently see, and we need to do some additional cuts, some 45-degree bevels where these two large pieces that we just glued together are going to be connecting to it so it has the proper angle. Once you see, as you see on screen, I've done the 45-degree cuts. You're going to want to glue one side first, and then that little tab piece at the very top, and then you're going to want to glue both halves together. We need to also do some additional 45-degree cuts on these curved outward pieces on the very top, and these 45-degree angle cuts are going to be where these two pieces are going to be connecting together. Now, if you're unsure of which pieces go where, refer back to your Pepakira document on the template on where you need to see where they go. I'm going to leave you with a time lapse of gluing these two pieces into their proper orientation. I use hot glue to join all my pieces together, and to help with the process, I use some pins to hold it down to work in sections and slowly glue the shape to the correct way it needs to be done. Once we have all those pieces glued together, this is what it's going to seem. It may seem a little wonky in shape, but the pieces will be pushed out in the correct way they're supposed to be once your arm's actually in there and they'll look proper. Now we're going to move on to gluing in that piece that's supposed to be set back in those holes where we have space where you can see through. So I'm just going to cut some scrap foam, put in behind. You could have used that template if you want, but I feel just using some scrap foam works appropriately for that area, and then just make sure you do it for both sides. And once you have both those scrap foam pieces glued in for behind, this is what it's going to look like. Afterwards, you can use either a Dremel or 120 to 150 grit sandpaper to sand our seams, and if you have any gaps, you can use Quick Seal. It's a water-based caulking which is paintable, which is great because we need our stuff to be paintable for our costumes. And here you can see on screen what my version looked like from the video that you saw a couple months ago. This is when I was first starting cosplay, and it looks pretty rough. It has some seams that you can see and some gaps. So anyways, once again, templates are linked in the description as well as materials used. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up and a comment on what you would like to see next, and I'll try and get back to you as soon as possible. Anyways, this has been Kyle from Regrettable Props, and I hope you guys have a good day. Bye.